Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of our podcast series, Behind the Seal, where we dissect your favorite government agencies. And this week, we have a big agency to cover, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA for short. I am your host, Jack Larson, and today we are joined by Charles Lawton, a senior official at the FDA. Let's welcome Charles Lawton.
Thank you for having me, Jack. I'm excited to have this opportunity to speak with you on this topic.
Let's get down to business. The FDA is such a vital part of the way the government works and how we are able to keep an efficient public health system. But what exactly is the mission and purpose of this agency in protecting consumers in the United States?
Well, the FDA's main mission is to protect public health, ensuring the safety, efficacy, and security of drugs, vaccines, food, and cosmetics. Our job is to make sure that the products people rely on to live are safe and effective, and that consumers have the information they need to make informed decisions.
That makes me feel way more at peace. I'm so thankful I do not have to make a choice between being unvaccinated and potentially taking a risk to be safe. But what exactly are some of the key functions and responsibilities of the FDA when it comes to consumer protection?
Well, the FDA has many different responsibilities to cover. First, we evaluate and approve new medical products like drugs and medical devices to ensure that they are safe for usage and are effective. We oversee the food supply, making sure that the food you eat is safe, free from outside contaminants, and has the proper packaging. Another important role is tobacco control and regulation. We make sure that any tobacco products like cigarettes and e-cigarettes are safe and that people that are aware of the health risks. Finally, we educate the public on how to stay healthy and how to respond to government emergencies, including foodborne illnesses or drug recalls.
Whoa. Now that was quite an extensive list and range of responsibilities. Would you be able to share the most significant recent actions the FDA has taken to protect consumers?
Yes, absolutely. So one of our most important things we have done recently is our efforts to combat the opioid crisis. We've worked with other government agencies to improve people's access to addiction treatment. We have also been working towards properly regulating prescription opioids. And additionally, we have been trying to increase the safe and effective vaccines, especially since the COVID epidemic.
You guys have been quite busy lately. I love to see you guys helping people for the greater good. Now, what are the current trends in consumer protection that you've been focusing on right now?
Well, one of the most pressing issues that we are currently facing is the rise in cyber threats and how it can affect public health. Cybersecurity risks have become a serious concern, especially as more health data is put into databases. There's also the trend of deceptive online health products, such as fake supplements or fraudulent weight loss pills, which consumers need to immediately be aware of. Lastly, we are seeing scams regarding vulnerable populations, regarding unapproved drugs or medical devices.
These are some trends that need to be addressed. I'm glad we have you guys here to be in charge. How is the FDA adapting to these emerging challenges that you are constantly having to deal with?
Something that we do is constantly change and update our policies to keep pace with these continual changes. In response to cybersecurity risks, we are working closely with the Department of Homeland Security, as well as the Department of Health and Human Services to keep health-related data and devices secure and safe. We have also been increasing education on scams and monitoring online stores.
To know that the FDA is ahead of these risks is amazing. It seems like y'all are doing an amazing job at keeping the U.S. safe. But for consumers who may be wondering, what is the best way to contact the FDA if they have concerns?
So if you want to contact the FDA, there are many ways to do it. You can easily pull up our website with the easy domain name of fda.gov. From here, you can contact us directly in many different ways, from calling our information phone number, which is 888-463-6332. If you don't feel comfortable calling, you can also write to us at our home office in Springfield, Maryland, or email one of our FDA centers and offices.
Now, in no way are they hiding their way to contact you guys. That is very nice to see. And for those who want to stay informed or get more involved in protecting themselves, do you offer any resources for them?
Sure. Our website holds this kind of information, including guides on how to identify safe medical products. We also show how to read food labeling correctly and safely. We launched a campaign called the Bad Ad Program to educate the public about misleading health claims online and how dangerous they can be for you. And we also have the Real Cost campaign, launched with cigarette smoking prevention in order to educate youth on the long-term effects of cigarette usage.
It is so important that we have these programs, and I bet the FDA offers so many more programs, but we sadly do not have enough time. The FDA is able to help tons of people become more informed. How do you measure the success of the agency in protecting consumers? And are you able to share any statistics or cases?
Sure, we can measure our success in many ways, such as the number of recalls we were able to issue, the amount of new drugs or medical devices that we approve, as well as the reduction in harmful health situations as a result of our actions. For example, in 2024, we were able to approve 50 new drugs never before approved or marketed in the United States, which are called novel drugs.
Being able to provide so many new medicines to people here is so fantastic. It is definitely clear now that the FDA is doing their job in protecting consumers efficiently and effectively. I want to thank you so much, Charles Lawton, for joining us today and giving us the opportunity to learn about one of the most important government agencies.
Thank you, Jack. It was a pleasure being here and sharing my life's work with you. The number one thing the FDA is here for is to protect you.
And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. For more information on the FDA, please visit their website at fda.gov and follow our podcast on social media at Behind the Seal on all platforms. Remember to tune in next week where we will be covering the Federal Trade Commission with a special guest from the Commission itself.